Welcome back. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to get started with the .NET Upgrade Assistant tool. Now, in previous videos, we've already looked at the high-level process we're going to go through to upgrade from .NET Framework to .NET 7, and we've talked about why you might want to make that change. Now we're ready to dive into the details and start actually upgrading our sample solution. And to do that, we're going to begin with the .NET Upgrade Assistant tool. And the reason we start with Upgrade Assistant is twofold. First, this is the tool that we're going to use to analyze our solution and understand its dependencies. Upgrade Assistant is able to show us NuGet packages we depend on, as well as whether or not they're going to work with our new target, and .NET Framework APIs we're using, and whether they're available on our new target or not. So Upgrade Assistant is the right place to start to understand what work you have ahead of you and which of your dependencies are going to work with .NET 7 and which ones are going to need to be changed. Also, for many types of projects, Upgrade Assistant is the tool that you'll use to actually automate some of the upgrade changes themselves. Now, we don't recommend it for all projects, specifically for very large class libraries and for any project that has web dependencies. We recommend you use the newer ASP.NET incremental migration tooling, which we'll talk about in a later video. But for all other projects, we recommend Upgrade Assistant. So if you have an ASP.NET app, or a class library with system.web dependencies, or a very large class library that you may need to migrate in parts, you can look at the other tooling. But for anything else, for WinForms applications, WPF apps, WCF, console applications, small to medium-sized class libraries, Xamarin apps, for all of those, Upgrade Assistant is a great tool for helping you through the upgrade process. It does that by walking you through a series of steps interactively of things that need to change to move from .NET Framework up to .NET 7. As you go, each step will be applied in turn automatically as much as is possible, and you'll be notified of things that you need to change manually afterwards. So once you've finished running the tool, I do want to be clear that Upgrade Assistant is not a magic silver bullet that's going to automatically upgrade everything, but it will automate away many of the simple changes so that then you can focus on the really interesting ones. For very small and simple projects, Upgrade Assistant may completely upgrade your project, but more likely what the tool will do is interactively walk you through a series of upgrade steps that it applies, and then at the end of that, you'll have to go in and upgrade, make additional changes to complete the upgrade. And so we'll take a look at what that looks like during these videos. So to start with, you can go out to learn.microsoft.com/.net/core/porting/upgrade-assistant-overview to see the documentation on our doc site on how to get started with the tool. We include here some prerequisites. Upgrade Assistant has to be able to build the project in order to upgrade it. So we have to be able to build the original project as well as the project using its new target. And so for that, you typically will need to be able to build on a Windows machine. So Upgrade Assistant currently only supports Windows, and you will need a recent version of the .NET SDK and Visual Studio 2022. Once you have those prerequisites, the documentation here will explain how to get started installing and using the tool. For additional details, you can go check out the GitHub repo. Upgrade Assistant is developed as an open source tool with community contributions. And so by going to github.com/.net/upgrade-assistant, you can see all the latest. You can see the latest changes that are being checked in. You can see conversations in the GitHub discussions and in the issues. And you can see even more detailed documentation explaining how to use the tool, as well as how to install nightly builds. If you want to try sort of the nightly builds with the latest fixes and features with the risk of a little more instability, we go over how to install from our nightly feed as well. So all of that's here, as well as the ability, of course, to create new issues if you have feature requests or if you run into any problems, or you can submit pull requests. We love taking contributions from the community, and it would be great if you get involved that way. So let's go ahead and actually install the tool now. Upgrade Assistant is a .NET CLI SDK tool. So you're going to use it from the command line. This is different from some of our other tooling, like the ASP.NET incremental migration tooling we'll look at later. That's a Visual Studio extension with a GUI inside of a VS. But for Upgrade Assistant, it's all on the command line. And because it's a CLI tool, you install it using the .NET SDK. So you'll run .NET tool install. Now we do give a -G because we want to install this tool globally, not just for a single project. And then you just give the name of the tool, and this will actually download the package from NuGet, where it's hosted, and install it as a global .NET SDK tool for you. Okay, so I get a message that Upgrade Assistant has been installed with this version, and then you can run it by just running upgrade-assistant. It's worth knowing that as a .NET SDK tool, you can also update it when new versions are released by running .NET Tool Update. Again, give the -G and upgrade-assistant. Or if you need to uninstall it, you can do the same thing with the uninstall command instead of install. Okay, so let's go ahead and run the tool and see what it does. So if we just run Upgrade Assistant by itself, we're going to get some usage information. We're told that a required command was not provided, and we get a list of the commands that Upgrade Assistant can run. So there's 4 primary commands that come built in. First, there's the analyze command. This is the one that I talked about earlier that's going to help you understand what changes need to be made in your project to upgrade it to .NET 7 or .NET Standard or .NET 6. The analyze command will use many of the same features that the upgrade command uses, but instead of being interactive and instead of actually making changes to your project, the analyze command is just going to look at your NuGet package dependencies. It's going to look at your source code, at some VB specific considerations, some WinForm specific considerations, and it's going to generate a report listing all of the things that need to be changed in order to move from .NET Framework up to .NET 7. So it's a good way to sort of understand the work we have ahead of us. We also have the upgrade command. This is sort of the primary command that you'll be using to actually update a project to target a newer version of .NET. When you run Upgrade Assistant Upgrade, you specify either a solution file or a project file, a CSproj or VBproj, and Upgrade Assistant will walk us through step by step the changes that it's making to get that project upgraded to target the latest versions of .NET. When you run that, you can choose whether you would like to target the long-term support release, which currently is .NET 6, the current release, which would be .NET 7, or a preview release, which very soon would be .NET 8. And we'll look at both the analyze and upgrade commands in a lot of detail in future videos. We do also have the extensions command, and we're not going to spend a lot of time on this one in the future, so I'll just explain it briefly now. If you run Upgrade Assistant extensions, you're able to install and manage extensions from NuGet. So Upgrade Assistant is designed so that developers can customize its behavior by adding additional upgrade steps, modifying the behavior of current upgrade steps, or, oops, I did not. We have an error here, which is unexpected. Well, let's, instead of just running extensions, let's do it with --help. And you can even customize the way things are working. And so you can see when we run help for the extensions command, you can do Upgrade Assistant extensions list to list the installed extensions, as well as add. You can use remove, and so on to add or remove additional functionality from add-on NuGet packages, which either you've created or other people have created to extend the functionality of Upgrade Assistant. I can run, as an example, we can run Upgrade Assistant extensions list to see installed extensions, and we'll take a look at what we get from that. And you can see that right now I have no additional extensions beyond the default built-in ones. But you can use the create command to make your own, and we might have a video on how to create extensions, but if you don't create your own, you can use add to use other people's extensions. The other command that's interesting in Upgrade Assistant, if I go back to Upgrade Assistant --help, or just run Upgrade Assistant, is the features command. So this command is used to turn on and off preview features that we're sort of working on as experiments. So if I run if I run Upgrade Assistant features list, this is going to list the different experimental features in this release of Upgrade Assistant. You can see that we've enabled upgrading for cross-platform deployment, a solution-wide SDK conversion, and an analyze binaries command. So none of these are turned on right now, so none of these are going to work. But by setting an environment variable, UA features, I can enable these and try using these. One in particular that we're going to be looking at in a future video is the analyze binaries command. It's a very useful one that can be used to look at all of the .NET APIs that you're calling from your project and whether they're available on the new version of .NET that you're moving to or not. So it's similar to what the analyze command does, but rather than being a broad overview of all the things Upgrade Assistant looks at, it's a very deep analysis of the .NET dependencies that you have. And so I personally like to use both analyze and analyze binaries. And so in order to show how we would enable that, I will set UA features to analyze binaries. If I wanted more than one of these, I could delimit them with semicolons. And now, if I run Upgrade Assistant features list, you will see in a moment that analyze binaries is set to true. And in fact, if I just run Upgrade Assistant and it lists what commands I can run, you can see that analyze binaries is provided as one of the commands now that's available. All right. So at this point, I think we're ready to dive in and get started, which we will do in the next video. But just to recap, to get started with Upgrade Assistant, I would recommend going out to either our GitHub page or to the documentation on learn.microsoft.com to sort of read up on how to get started. And then you just need to run .NET tool install -g upgrade-assistant to get it installed. And I'll see you back here in the next video when we start doing some analysis with the tool.